This is a national exercise which is going to be done across the country to ensure that drivers in Kenya become safer drivers as we move forward. As you know, or you may be aware, that the biggest contributor of road traffic crashes in the country remain the driver. Indeed, up to 80%, more than 80% of causes of road traffic crashes is human component, is the aspect to do with how someone behaves on the road. And that particularly remains the driver becoming the biggest. So as a strategy to reduce the number of crashes in the country, the government and NTSA, of course, are the implementers of the same, we've resolved that we need to have drivers in the country trained through the new curriculum. This particular exercise takes about 3 days, and we are targeting to start with, for the next 3 months, drivers who are doing long distance commuter service, basically, and a long distance night commuter service. What that basically means is that for those circles who they have license to operate that particular night travel, they need to have their drivers trained afresh, refreshed training, and this will take the maximum of 3 months. We target up to around 54 circles across the country. Some have different number of fleets, but in overall, we are talking about 11,000 drivers in the next 3 months to be subjected to these exercises. This is quite important because, as I said before, driver training is very important. The way a driver drives, that is what determines in most cases whether a vehicle gets a crash or not, to a large extent. NTSA, working with partners and number of stakeholders in the last 1 year or so, developed a new curriculum. Kenya, we've never had a standard curriculum to ensure that drivers are well conversant. So much so that you'll see that drivers coming from, say, driving school A is different from drivers coming from another driving school. So to standardize the way drivers are trained, what we came up with is a standardized curriculum for different categories, from the smaller vehicle, from even the motorcycle, all the way to the articulated vehicles.